Hi, welcome to Soup to Nuts. Again, I'm Brian Arusi, along with my father, Ozzy Arusi. Tonight, we're going to be cooking for you. I'm going to be cooking pasta primavera. My father's going to be cooking fettuccine alfredo. But the key is, he made fresh pasta, and he's going to show you how to make fresh pasta, which kicks this thing up from about the average meal to the extreme ultimate meal. But before he does that, I have to get mine going because it takes a little time. So what I have in the pan already sauteing is about a cup of white onions chopped finely. Chopped fine, not finely. For that, we're going to add some zucchini. We're going to turn the heat up now to about high. Zucchini, yellow peppers, red peppers. And we're just going to stir that around to get them nice and soft. This dish is nice and for a side dish if you're cooking a meat for dinner or steak or something. It's also good just by itself with fresh pasta and over linguine. And it's a good balance. You can add some chicken to it if you would like to add some protein to it. You can also add many variations to this. This could be a side dish for vegetables, like I was saying, like with pork. But what I do a lot of times is add crushed tomatoes, just a little bit to give it a little color, and eat it as a side dish.
Brian, do you put any hot pepper in there?
Not yet.
A few flakes of that gives it a little more.
Yeah, I'll do it a little bit.
A little zip.
I'm going to add red pepper flakes and garlic to it, but I'm going to add the garlic in a little bit. I don't want it to burn. So for now, that's what it looks like. Chopped vegetables, sauteing softly. And why don't we show them how to do the pasta while we're waiting for this to get going. I'll interrupt him when I need to, since he always does to me.
I'm excited about this particular recipe we make it because this is one of the first things that was taught to me. I think I was 8 years old, and my mother was teaching me how to make pasta. And we used to make it by putting some flour, making a little well in the middle. And when I first started, it might even happen tonight, that the well might break and some days might fall out, pour out. There's no problem because we can always stop that from doing it. So I'll use 3 eggs. 3 eggs, and I'll put in the well.
Move those eggs out of the way.
1, 2, and 3.
Okay, before you start, this is cooking well. I'm going to add just a little bit of garlic. I don't know if you can see this. You probably don't want to see it because he'll complain.
That's too much garlic, man.
And I'm going to add all this red pepper since I like the little hot red pepper flakes. You're going to just keep stirring that up because you don't want the garlic to burn. What we probably will do is cover this just to let the vegetables steam and soften. Another key is you want to use good extra virgin olive oil. This is Piccolo Molino from Tuscany. It's imported. I got this as a gift from one of my friends for Christmas. I got to actually ask him where he got it, but it's probably the best olive oil I've ever used. It comes right from Italy, so extra virgin always makes a difference when you're cooking. So for now, we're going to stir this. I'm going to put a cover on it, soften it up a little bit. And,
Ready in about 10, 15 minutes? 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we're cooking it at a higher rate than what we would have. If you do it at home, you can cook it at medium heat slow. You know, there's no rush, but I know how much you like to tell stories, and we only have a half hour, so I have to speed this up a little bit.
Are you all through?
Yeah.
All right. What I've been doing here while Brian was talking, like I told you, this is the way we used to make it. And what you do is just beat it, and if you notice, each time you beat it, it takes a little bit away from the inside of the well, some of the flour. When I first started, this used to pour out. And you know, when a dam breaks, everybody panics. No panic. All you have to do is get some flour and put it around and stop it.
Let me interrupt you. This is the way I learned how to do it. You do that, but when you're taking it in from the side, you use your hand wherever it is, just in case it does break. That's how Nani taught me how to do it.
A professional doesn't worry about breaking because I know what's going to happen here. This is not going to break, Brian, I guarantee you, because I've done this for
Why
six,
are you taking flour from there?
just in case it breaks.
You're supposed to take it from the side.
I
That's
put,
cheating.
I put a little bit in there.
Ah,
But
that's
you know,
not the right way.
on a serious note, 8 years old, she taught me how to cook this and many Italian recipes. And as I get older, a lot of you people know I have a large family. And I used to thank her. I said, Mom, I said, you know, I want to thank you for teaching me at a young age how to cook, because now, you know, to support a family, to feed them, even people today with a couple of children, they know it costs a lot of money. But if they know how to cook and how to make things out of inexpensive meals, it's to their benefit. So I put a little flour in there. We don't care if the well comes out. It's almost there. It's going to be like a paste pretty soon, and that's what I want. Brian does this at home in a bowl, which is all right. It's a good way. It's a safe way. It's a fast way. But this is the way I was taught, and this is where I like to just see it come through. That's a challenge, to see if the dan's going to break. It didn't break, so we're all right. A little more flour here. We got time for stories now? Shall I tell later? Well, I can tell one right now
Tell 'em
because
while you're doing it.
yeah, because this is a process where you just put it together, and you can feel it after a while where it's nice and you can work it now. Give rid of that for me, please.
This water on?
Yeah, pull it high if you want. Now all you do is take a little flour, and you go and mix it to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. You keep mixing, 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 until you get a consistency, like a dry consistency. Now, a good person that makes pasta will incorporate all that flour when they get through, because we didn't waste anything. Italian people didn't waste a thing. While I'm doing this, I just push down and roll. I have to tell you one quick story. I have a little grandson, 4-year-old grandson, pretty smart. He was over the house one evening, he spent the night there, and he slept over. I said, let's play a game. Let's play a game, I says, of 10 questions. I'll ask you 10 questions. If you get the 10 questions right, I'll give you 10 M&Ms. He said, okay. All right, the first question, I says, spell unusual. He spelled that, no problem at all. Spell difficult. He spelled that. Then I says, how many U's in unusual? He knew that. Came down to the 10th question. I'll give you 4 examples. Give me the answer of which is the largest of these examples. 6 minus 2, 4 plus 4, 3 plus 3, 3 times 3 rather, and 5 plus 5. He says, I'd like to call a friend, he says. I said, what? He said, I got to call my friend Thomas. So he goes over the phone. He says, Thomas, this is Rich. I got a question. And he repeated the problem I gave him. Which is the larger of these 4 examples? He gave him the answer. Well, he didn't call him, but he was faking the call, pretending. He sat at the table. I says, you have an answer? He says, yes, 10. Is that your final answer? He says, yes. You win, 10 M&Ms. And he won it. All right, this is just about done. And what I've done this afternoon, prior to the show, we take this now. We take this with some little olive oil in it, put it in a dish, and refrigerate it for a half hour or so to give it riposo. My mother would say riposo. Bisogna riposo.
Yeah.
You need some rest, because this thing has a tendency to be like elastic now. If I went to roll this, she'd just stretch out and come back in. Stretch out and come back in. All right.
Are you going to use? You're not using that, are you?
Yeah, I'm not going to wait. This will be in my house tomorrow. But I don't want the onions on it.
You're going to use that piece now?
Not right. Yes, I'm using it right now. I got to Brian,
Thought you were gonna just,
your job is over there getting
All
these sauces ready, right? All right, I'm all set. I'm gonna clean this up and make that pasta.
before we do that,
I'll keep this over.
see if they can
some of
get a
that.
shot of this. I don't know if they can. It's almost done. Everything's softening up now. It's shrinking down.
Almost ready? Is this ready to go?
Almost ready. We'll probably add a little more
I'm ready to put this in
at
there.
the end. We'll add the olive oil at the end.
All right,
Ready to
here
put
I
what
go.
in? Put this in now?
Wow, it only take about 8 minutes to cook. So
I
I
don't
got.
think it's going to take 8 minutes. Fresh pasta takes a lot less than 8
Well,
minutes.
when I make pasta, it takes 8 minutes. When you make pasta, it takes how long?
That's wrong. Fresh pasta cooks in about 3 minutes. 8 minutes, and it's going to be 3 times its size and really loose.
I'm doing this fast now because I want to just show Brian that this pasta will cook in 8 minutes. So you do just pat it out. Like I said, this has to be refrigerated first, but I'm just doing it tonight. It should be all right. Put it to a little machine we have here. 1, 2, and 3. Bring it down another notch.
Well, you tell them what the notches are doing.
Well, the notches are going from 4 down to 2 and down to 1, which means that by decreasing the numbers, I think it decreases the opening of the machine. Nope.
Yeah.
Is that what it does?
Yeah.
Wow. But you can see what's happening. It's
If
getting
you-
thinner and thinner.
Many people have these machines now. You should give them a background if they want to go purchase one. Buy them at a specialty store or
Yeah,
anywhere
you-
selling
you-
them now.
You can buy
But
these.
this one, there's probably a few stories behind this.
This one here was one of the first ones I think out. My mother bought this one because at the time, you see, I was in need when I needed that pasta. She damaged it too risky. She was unable to do that. So she wanted something that would save her time. So you get the machine here, save a lot of time. And I got one more to go here. You'll be cooking this in about 2 minutes. You ready almost?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to have a nice little,
Now, which style of pasta are you going to be making now?
I'm going to show you in about, what did I say, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
We're making little spaghettis.
Angel hair,
Well, angel hair.
not little spaghettis.
All right, I'm sorry.
It doesn't say that on the box, does it? Little spaghettis?
I think it says angel hair.
Oh.
But anyway, now I'll put this through this little machine here. Use some of this flour.
Now you're going to put that right in?
Yes, we get a little bowl.
I don't think you should. I think you should use stuff that's already dried.
It's
'Cause
already-
that's going to be clumpy when you put right
I'm not
in
going to
there.
put this in.
No, all right.
I'm just going to show you how to do it. Once you show the 2 boxes, Brian, what I did this afternoon prior to the show. And the reason I put them in the box, all right?
This is a box of the angel hair that he made. And the reason he puts it in the box like that with some wax paper and some flour is so that it dries out. Because you want it to be a little firm when you put it into the water, because if you don't, it'll clump up in the water.
And there it is right here. We just put it on the board for a while. Let the air get at it. And we got a beautiful, beautiful angel hair.
Also, what you can do is if you can spread it out on a countertop, open a brown paper bag, cut it down the middle so it's wide, add some flour on it, and put the noodles on there, and it'll firm up in the air on that too. I've seen people do it on towels with flour, paper, or this. It really doesn't matter as long as you get it firm. That's what you want to get it to. The water isn't quite boiling yet. It
No.
is almost.
You take care of that?
Yeah, I want to check on mine.
Now, if you don't have a machine, you can do it this way. Just fold it over. Oh, I'll get a knife here.
Mine's almost done. I turned it down a little bit. I noticed the onions are getting a little brown. You don't want to get them too brown, but
And you do it this way, then you open them up and you get your nice little egg noodles. Right? You don't have to have this machine, Brian, you know. See this here?
yeah, you can make almost like fettuccine.
Actually, I need this bill.
That's what we do at the end when we make raviolis with the, if we have any leftover dough, little butt end pieces. Make noodles like that and freeze them and use them for soup, right?
Right. So you mothers...
Because why? You never waste anything, right?
We don't waste it. You mothers out there that have young children, this would be a good way for you to start them. Get them home on a Saturday when it's raining out there, when it's cold out there, and you say, I think we're going to make some nice homemade pasta. Put it in, Brian.
Is that boiling enough?
Put it in. Oop. Is that on high?
Yeah. No, you put it in, you probably want
Put salt.
to separate it right away because you don't want it to clump up and sit on the bottom.
No, it should boil up. You'll be fine. Not as dry.
We could have added some oil to the water since we're using an oil-based dish, but we didn't.
Right. All right, let that boil. And you can taste it to let me know what you think. In
I
the
don't think it's going to
meantime-
be enough for all that vegetables, that's what I think.
What's that?
That's all we have? That's all you made today?
Yeah. That should be enough, yeah? Oh, yeah, that'd be enough.
I added some flour to salt. What do you think? This is all set? Soft.
Yeah, let it shut it down, keep it warm.
Well, if the camera can get a picture, that's what you want it to look like. Soft, and we can add, what I'll do is add a little bit more oil right before we add it onto the pasta and mix it around so that it stays nice and there's enough sauce on it. And that's it. That's a pretty simple dish. Using, a lot of times I do that if I notice there's some vegetables hanging around the refrigerator that we haven't used and they're going to go bad. I might cut them all up and make a quick dish like that so that we use them. Or add a little sauce to them for a side dish like I mentioned before. That's really good. Puree some tomatoes and add the tomatoes in. Throw it in, a little garlic. And it's a good side dish. But the key to this is the fresh pasta that makes the whole dish, I think.
Now, I'm almost done here. How is, you want to taste them? They come to a boil yet?
Nope.
No. Well, you got time for me to tell another story or what?
Actually, right now what we're going to do is probably take a break. We'll let this pasta boil. When we come back, we'll show you the finished product on that, and we're also going to do the Alfredo sauce for the fettuccine noodles, which he's going to show you how to. It's just a different slot on the machine, and it comes out nice fettuccine noodles. But
Italian sauce? Red sauce?
no, it's fettuccine Alfredo sauce, cream sauce.
Cream sauce? Okay,
That's
cream
what
sauce.
Alfredo sauce is, not
Oh.
red. But anyway, we'll come right back and show you finished product on this, and we'll start the fettuccine. So we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. Right now what we're going to do is I'm going to get the Alfredo sauce going. We added the pasta in due to time constraints. Fettuccine. He's got some, why don't you show him what it looks like over there on the
This is
board.
the remainder of the pasta I left over. What's going to happen now, we'll let this stay out for a while to dry a little bit because, like I say, it's kind of moist. And the air will make that dry in a while. When it does, I can tell these things start to curl up after a while. So maybe about a half hour, that'll be done. We take this and put them in one of those trays. We'll bring them back home for tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll have pasta with a nice little meat sauce that I made.
All right, right
Oh,
now,
by the way, I'm sorry.
well, let me,
I'm sorry, go ahead, start.
before we do that, 4 tablespoons of butter we're going to do into a pan. Start getting that melted. You're going to add 4 tablespoons of flour,
After that melts for a while.
and we're going to whisk it. Turn it up.
No, you break it up with a fork or something, no? Or spoon. Pieces like that, that's it.
So we only got it on 2, though. Turn it up a little bit.
All right,
Once that starts breaking down, turn the heat up a little bit.
it's up.
Add the 4 tablespoons of flour.
You got it?
Yeah, that's
Whisk,
hot.
whisk. Quickly. No lumps.
I'm going to whisk it so there's no lumps. Over medium heat. We turn the heat up a little bit now. It's just starting to bubble.
About a half a minute. Let it bubble, let's see if it bubbles. Yeah, that's low heat, that's good.
Now we're going to add 2 cups of milk because for every two tablespoons of butter, you're going to add 1 cup of milk. So we have 4 tablespoons of butter, so 2 cups of milk.
You're right.
Great. See how it's bubbling? We're going to add the milk now. And you can kind of whisk it while you're adding it in.
As I come to a boil,
Whisk it all up. We're going to let that come to a boil. We're going to add some nice grated Romano cheese in there to thicken it up.
and Parmesan, a mixture.
It's a mixture of, you added Parmesan? We never use Parmesan.
Well, I figured we'd put a little Parmesan and give a little class today, because people will be enjoying this meal later on, so we want to have a little more. Some people like Parmesan, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's all right.
But while that's boiling, that's on high.
It's on high, so we're going to wait for it to start boiling.
Can I just show you what this, what do you call it, Primavera? Any camera get this?
Yeah, right up there.
Do you have that? Do you have that, sweetheart? And that look delicious to you? And we garnish that, if you notice on the top here, with a few nice, fresh, cooked asparagus. I like asparagus. If you don't like asparagus, don't use it. But it's very delicious with this, and this meal is hot right now. If you consumed half of that and tomorrow you had half this left, take it out of the refrigerator, leave it on room temperature for an hour or so, and it's delicious. It just incorporates the flavor of all the ingredients there, and the oil comes nice and warm, so it's delicious. We have time for another story, or no?
Yeah, we got a little time while I'm waiting for this to boil before I add the cheese in.
All right.
That's the pasta's boiling.
All right.
And just so they know what we did, obviously we just strained the pasta, added it. The mixture was all steamed, and we added a little bit more olive oil. Mixed it in with the pasta, put the asparagus, a little fresh cheese on there. We add some parsley, which we don't have tonight. We throw some parsley on there.
Well, Brian,
And we're all done.
We'll be sitting at the table in a while, you and I enjoying this. And I think I'm going to have a little bit of this because it looks very nice. And some of that also. My father was a sickly man. At a very young age, was unable to work because of a serious heart attack. And as a result of that, he was very depressed. I'd come home from school, I was maybe 8, 9 years old, 10 years old, come home from school, be sitting at the kitchen table looking out the window across the street to a fellow by the name of Mr. Giacomuzzi. He had a beautiful 2-family house, 2-car garage, a truck, a business, and every fall he would take the truck into Boston, pick up grapes to sell to all the Italians in the neighborhood. My father would sit there and say, what a lucky man Mr. Giacomuzzi is. And for weeks he would sit there in that kitchen window, look out, and repeat the same phrase. What a lucky man Mr. Giacomuzzi is. I wish I could be like him. To make a long story short, Mr. Giacomuzzi passed away one day, a serious heart attack. And my father would sit by the kitchen window looking out, didn't say a word. So one day I came in, he said, you know, I was wrong about Mr. Giacomuzzi. I'm the lucky man right now. I'm glad that I'm here with you and your mother and the family. Even though I'm not able to work, we can still get by. We have good food. We have the love of your mother and the love of you. And I'm just happy and glad that I am what I am. So I learned a lesson back then, and I use it today. I look at people, and some people well-to-do, well-off. I don't look at that. I look at myself and say, thank God I have what I have. I'm very happy, and I think back to Mr. Jagamuzi and my father. So it's a good lesson I learned way back then.
Pasta, by the way, didn't take 8 minutes. It took about 3 and 4.
This will take a little longer.
That'll take a little longer because it's a little thicker, but still doesn't take anywhere near 8 minutes.
Is that boiling there, Brian?
It's starting to boil and foam.
That's your job. I can't stand why you don't get that boiling. Look at mine boiling.
Starting to boil now, so now I can whisk in some cheese. Probably want to take it off the heat to add the cheese so it doesn't go to the bottom, right, burn?
Let it come to a boil for about a minute.
Starting to boil now.
Stir around for a minute. Is that nice and thick?
Yeah.
Put a teaspoon. How many tablespoons? Put it in there. Look at the back. Oh, see, it's sticking to the back like that.
Yep.
Take it off.
Off the heat. Watch out, that's hot.
Off the heat. And whisk, 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 whisk.
I'll add the cheese, you whisk.
Add the cheese. More, more, more. Why don't you put it all in, Brian?
What's that? Put all the cheese in. Use that.
And it's whisked nice and creamy and thick the way I like it. This is almost ready. Actually, it takes a little more for this, you know.
Yeah, put this over here so it's off the
Can we
heat.
come back and
No.
you want to go off camera? Why don't I just take this here? And Brian's going to go over there and get somebody that's going to be taking my place shortly. And there he is.
This is little Brian
The
Jr.
tiger. Hey. Psst, psst.
He helped Grampy cook all the
All day
pasta
today. He helped me. As a matter of fact, he had his fingers into the flour. He'll learn. By the time he's 6, 7 years old, he'll be making pasta. Right, Brian?
Yeah, he'll be cooking with us soon when he's old enough to stir the pasta, huh?
He's a big boy.
He's got his own little apron on.
See,
And he's got his hat like Grampy so he stays warm because he
That's
doesn't have much hair.
That's the lesson we learn. The first lesson you learn when you go to cook with the family is you have to have a hat to protect your hairs from dropping. You have to wash your hands and an apron. Those are 3 things. You got it on right now. I know his hands are clean. He's my big boy. Where's my hat? Where's the hat? Get it? There.
Oh, that's that.
All right, which time we got?
He's almost ready to eat pasta too.
We'll come back. We'll come back at the finished product, all right?
We'll come back. We're going to show us sitting down on the table and eating everything else, eating all the food. So we'll be right back in 2 minutes. Say
Bye-bye.
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 Hi, welcome back. We're just sitting down ready to eat. Little Junior's got a piece of bread because he can't have any pasta. How's the fettuccine? Good?
Like Bunny said, you have the regular egg noodles and make your fettuccine. No texture, no flavor compared to the homemade one. Besides, look at all the fun you have making it out there. You know you're making something, you're putting good ingredients in. This is one of my favorites here. This is also good here. Brian's having some of that. I'm having some of this.
And he's looking at you.
Hi!
He's having some bread.
I get the Framingham bacon hard rolls and leave them out for a week or so they get very hard. And he takes them and he just chews on them for hours on end. He loves the flavor of the bread, first of all. And secondly, the hardness of it, because it's good for his gums. He'll probably be teething pretty soon. Someday he'll be taking over my job.
Okay, we'll see you next time on Soup to Nuts. Thanks for coming and watching.
Arrivederci.